Howdy folks, I just posted an update to my article on foreshadows and predictions of 9/11 hosted on the Daily Llama at evrn.net. Check those out if you would rather see the pictures in still form and read for yourself, but I'll go through them here. Here we have the adorable Cookie Monster from Sesame Street. This is from 1979, and it shows the Cookie Monster climbing up the towers and munching on them. If you'd notice, the concrete slabs falling from his mouth are actually pentagonal in shape. Here we have an advertisement for a Pakistani airline showing the Twin Towers with an airliner. You'll see a lot of this, and it's very ubiquitous, and its ubiquity is what makes this truly suspicious. Here we have a folded $20 bill in the shape of a plane. I don't think that the bill was designed for that. I'm not that crazy. But it is an interesting coincidence. Here we have an advertisement for Pirelli tires. The tagline in this ad is designed to make a lasting impression. We could ask, what was the ad men's intention? To suggest that it was the towers that were designed to have a lasting impression? Because they certainly did. In 1993 we have this comic, directed at children, I imagine. And just look beneath the sun at the right of the frame and notice what is actually flying into the towers. Here we have a poster for the 1988 Die Hard, the first of the trilogy, and later quadrilogy, or whatever you call it. Turn on your artist's perception and notice that the protruding middle leaves a space, and you see two burning towers. Michael Richards had a studio on the 92nd floor of Tower 1. In 1999 he created this sculpture of Saint Sebastian placed with aeroplanes in the place of arrows, which the historical figure is depicted being pierced with upon his persecution by the Romans. Sadly, Richards wasn't just predicting the fate of the building, but his own fate as well, as he was sadly in his studio at the time. A year prior to the attacks, The Matrix gets released. Now, in this scene where Neo is initially caught by Agent Smith, you can see that his passport expires on 9/11. This image, captured from an episode in The Simpsons where Lisa begs her parents to bring them to New York, depicts a magazine with the price $9 right in the middle, which is very weird for a magazine. And then notice the towers right next to it, symbolically 9/11. What magazine costs $9? Here we have a 1983 book cover by a Latino American, I imagine. I don't know. I'm not American, nor Spanish. And here we have a German Mario comic from 1997, where he's just frolicking through New York, and he accidentally fell into one of the towers as the Statue of Liberty looks on in horror. Another Pirelli advert, which shows a jersey with the number 9 on it, and then the towers next to it for 11. You can see the tagline is "Power is nothing without control." Now, we know that this is true for driving, but it is also true by the virtue of the English language. You can enact power, you can use your power, but if you don't have control, your power can always be usurped. This advertisement for Microsoft's Flight Simulator 5.0 describes a very trepidatious maneuver near the Twin Towers. No, it's nothing. I can't identify where this is actually from, but it's an interesting depiction of a swastika buried in a destroyed Twin Towers. It's interesting considering America's involvement with the Nazis ever since Project Paperclip. Now this is an interesting one from 1996. This is an advertisement for Philips televisions, surely of great quality, but it's very surreal, this image. It shows a boy watching a television in an empty room with a wood floor, and the wallpaper is precisely the same color as what he's seen on television. Now, magic relies heavily on association. It relies heavily on mirroring, and it is important to remember that 99.9% of the Earth's population had their initial exposure about 9/11 via the television and even the towers themselves. The television is an awesome device of mesmerizing, which fits into their commandment in the form of a tagline saying, "Change your life for better." Our lives have certainly changed since 9/11, but have they changed for the good? Have they changed for the better? And for whose better? This imagery would be fine if it wasn't so ubiquitous. This is from early 2001. And on another CD cover we find Bouncing Souls, a monster climbing through New York and grabbing onto one of the towers for leverage. Here we have Coop. I don't know if that's the album name or the artist's name, but here you see they are detonating the Twin Towers. Coop could have 9/11 been a coup. This is an interesting annual comic from 1994. We see a monster rolling through town and damaging one of the towers with his sword. And here we have a Flash browser-based game released by Angel Fire Arcade, and it's called Trade Center Defender, early 2001. So that's my complete collection. I'm sure there's many, many, many more out there, but I've never even seen someone gather as many as I have here. So if maybe we can start to accumulate more of these strange instances, that'd be great. We might reveal something. Oh, I forgot to show you one last thing. In 2000, a TV movie series was released called The 10th Kingdom, and it wasn't based in New York, of course. It was in this fantasy world, but it started in New York, where a portal opened. And at the beginning of every episode, you can see a portal burrowing through the park. Forget what you call your park in New York. And then on up, and then towards the Twin Towers. And then once the portal reaches Twin Towers, then your screen goes white and the show begins. Interesting. So check it out. And thanks for listening. Pop on over to evrn.net. Consider subscribing to me, because I like attention just like everyone else, you know. That's what kind of why I'm making these things. So also consider my radio station's YouTube page and G Plus page. I will include those in the description. Bye bye. Oh, and I forgot about the 10th Kingdom, the TV movie series. It's a nice fantasy, but what's interesting about it is the intro to every episode. It depicts, well, check it out for yourself. Did you just see that? Let me play it for you again. And again. What is way more intriguing is at the beginning of this series, when the two worlds collide, this dog with the soul of a prince gets the idea to escape capture by escaping into New York. Now watch where he goes through these doorways. Oh my god, where are we going? Oh, we're going to the tower. And then that's it. Isn't that quite fascinating, folks? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. evrn.net. Check out the radio station. Subscribe to my channel, pretty please. And check out the radio station's channel and G+. We need to get that shit kicked off now. Thanks for watching.